I no, but that's what I'm saying.
You have to get them all out here and shit.
They're. I get what you're saying, and
Here, they're on lockdown.
Oh yeah, the National Guard.
Yeah, we don't really have a clear concept.
You know where it came from? The virus.
So it's a work in progress.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Program.
I didn't even let me know that was the name, dude. You the worst, man.
I mean, but we're the forefront of it. We're like the faces of that.
We're the worst guys.
All right, welcome. This is episode 3 of the Q Tapes. Here with fuckboy Kalen, IG, and it's Nate. You could, yes, Nate.
It's Nate again on Instagram.
Yes, Nate again on Instagram. You can follow us at This Trash Podcast on IG. You can follow our Twitter page, This Trash Pod.
This Trash Pod. You can find us on Facebook at This Trash Podcast. And you can even find us on SoundCloud. You can find the first Q tape. It might be the only thing on SoundCloud, but we're working on it. You know?
Yeah.
It's a work in progress. We're trash.
That limit is probably one of the worst things that I've actually ever heard about for SoundCloud, because I was such an advocate of SoundCloud for a long time, because I was like, artists putting out their shit on their own platform and it doesn't have to be a video and all this other shit. And SoundCloud is ruined. RIP to SoundCloud being great. I miss it being good.
I guess if you're like an underground artist, you can still make it work. You can still finesse with your 3 hours.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like people get more out of Bandcamp, because Bandcamp, at least from what my knowledge, I can see that a lot of people get a lot of free time on it, and it's more independent, but I feel like not a lot of people fuck with Bandcamp. Like, I feel like it's SoundCloud of like 2008. Like when it was 2008,
that's
nobody
big SoundCloud,
fucked with it.
honestly.
Yeah, it was a lot, bro, and I don't know. I hear a lot of good things about Bandcamp. I'm starting to like it. I have some friends that release some independent music on it, and they like it. They love it.
I feel like Bandcamp's one of those apps that's been around, or those websites been around for like years, and it's just now getting notoriety. It's been around. It's one of those names that you've heard for a while, and it's just like not. I guess it's now getting its recognition, I suppose.
Yeah, I wish it got a lot more notoriety, but I mean, what do you expect from like a lot of people just gravitating toward like things like Spotify? Like, a lot of people don't listen to underground music either. Underground music is underground for a reason.
Underground music is the shit. I remember like my favorite website for like finding new songs by random artists. HypeMachine.com. I don't know if you're still up and active. I know if those forums still exist. But I found a few random good songs on that website. And some random dude I was riding the bus would put me on to it. And I was like, I was on that shit for a good year, just looking up random artists, blah, blah, blah. And that was when, like, Tyler was still new to me and his discography. So he'd have a couple Lucy's pop up on there before it got to the album. So I'm like, yes, some new shit. This shit is heat.
Oh,
yeah,
my God.
HypeMachine.com. I don't know if they're still doing it, but I think it was like Hype End.
I never
not paid promo. I just like their website.
No, I never heard about that website. My shit was straighthip-hop.com and hiphopdx. Straighthip-hop.com
I've heard of hiphopdx more.
I fucked with hiphopdx after. Like, I discovered straight hip hop first, and then after like 3 months of it, I was like, hiphopdx? And then that was my shit. I stopped fucking with that other shit. And
sounds like WorldStar before WorldStar was trash, and it's what it is today.
I never was a person obsessed with WorldStar. Like, I like some shit, like some fights and shit on it, but
like, it's actually for promoting artists. Now it's like Instagram on crack.
Yeah, it's like the Shade Room and shit. Like, which is another shit. I've never gotten into the Shade Room either. I was never into
I follow them on Instagram.
I just wasn't into like the gossipy part.
I'm a gossipy, messy nigga though. I like that shit.
That's why I called you academics for the longest time, bro.
You shouldn't.
Just like
you shouldn't.
Oh my God.
It's
bro.
like
I'm
who's she fucking? Who is this now?
I mean, you did the
just
little
fun.
Birdman hand rub.
Yeah, man. I want to hear that on the mic. Like, you hear that?
Oh my god, bro! Put some lotion on. That's the ashiest shit I've ever
That
heard.
sounds nasty.
It's like a matchbox, just striking it.
You know, like, violate people's ears be like, you like that shit? Yeah. I won't do that again, I
The
promise.
worst.
Not today. Maybe not.
These niggas are not gonna.
Just get way too close.
Oh my god. But I miss things like networks that were supposed to be outlets for music being that. Like I miss like MTV being a music channel.
Word.
Low key. Like
Word.
I mean I wasn't a TRL person, but my sister was watching TRL when it was like popping and shit.
I liked Once Park when it was a thing.
I liked
that
it when it
shit
had
was hard.
AJ and Free. They still have it, don't they? It's not canceled.
It's not. I don't feel like it's relevant anymore.
Yeah, probably because it's like it's
don't
not
need-
even interesting
You
anymore.
don't need label backings to put out a video anymore. That's what it was really cool.
Yeah.
For seeing, like you're seeing like Young Dro and T.I.'s video back when we were like kids. Shit was hard. Like I was
Oh my
literally
God.
in Atlanta. I feel like when T.I. was still becoming who he is now for that like a little bit in that summer, and that shit was dope. Sitting around the TV, sitting around this fucking old CRTV because I'm old and washed now.
Oh my god,
Watching
old and washed.
right. 20. This is a hard year.
God.
But you go nah, but like yeah, just watching videos and stuff like that, and watching Soldier Boy be on and being into it, like that shit's crazy. Like I'm that old now.
I mean, that was only like 10, 15 years ago.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, but we were kids when that. Like, I remember when Crank That came out, I was like almost 15.
My brother almost disowned me over Crank That. I'm like, yo, that's my favorite song. And Soulja Boy's my favorite rapper for like 5 minutes. He's like, I don't even know you. Get out of here.
Oh my God.
We play Renegade in this room, in this bedroom. Who are you? Like, I play
mean, like-
Eminem and Mad Nas, and you're telling me you like Soulja Boy? My brother was not a fan of me for a good 2 years. But I was
your
a
brother's
child in the right demographic, you know? That was good marketing.
Well, at the time, I feel like people were still fucking with it because it's not like Soulja Boy is that much older than us, and he's
No.
not that much younger than your brother. He's literally in between us.
I feel like
So,
for my brother, Soulja Boy, he was just old enough to be like, yeah, this is corny. He was just old enough to see like this shit is whack.
Yeah.
And I'm just young enough to be like, oh my god, this is fun. Let's dance.
but your brother has like an old nigga mentality for that because I feel like he is young enough to like he was young enough to like the shit like the 50 Cent era. He was there for the
He was,
Eminem
like,
shit.
He was mad about it. He liked Eminem a lot. But what teenager doesn't like Eminem? And you're mad angsty and shit. So he liked Eminem. He was mad about 50 to my knowledge. Like he'll listen to it, he'll rock it. But he was like still on DMX at that point. Like he was my brother has always been an older soul to like that degree. Like
yeah.
for like Hype Beats example in New York, he picked Nas as a teenager. I think his old email account was something like Nas versus Jay-Z at AOL.com or something like that, or Nas won. Like he was that kid, yeah. He was that kid.
I remember us talking about this in the first I guess we'll call it the talk show when we were on the first episode of the talk show.
Yeah.
Well, I guess
The
it was the
main
second one or
show, the
whatever.
big show, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. But we were talking about how when we were kids we didn't listen to music much.
You were much more musically inclined than I was. I'll tell you that. If I was in the car, I'm listening to what my dad's playing, or what they're playing around the house.
Yeah.
I wasn't seeking it out myself. I feel like you suck it out yourself more.
Only a little bit. I feel like I was more into certain songs, but I wasn't really diving into albums and artists. It was my dad gave me my music taste. Like I got my taste for Wu-Tang. Like my dad thinks like Wu-Tang. I don't know if he thinks they're the best, but as far as I know, that's his favorite. That's his favorite group. As terms of rappers, but that Redman, anything East Coast. Like he wasn't really into Nas and shit. But he fucked with Jay-Z. Okay. But I never seen him ride any like hard for anybody except for them and Gangstar. And like he was like, yo, these guys are great, but he has like fucking cassettes out the ass, like nice and smooth. I'm not that hipster.
I'm not the cassette hipster. I'm unfortunate. I'm still on my album shit.
I mean you're the vinyl hipster.
But that's a different.
But I'm the CD hipster. I'm a CD hipster.
Which one of us is worse?
Probably me because because for so many reasons. Because like one is that vinyl has better quality. It's better. Two, CD skip. They skip. Bro, I tried to put it in my pocket, that shit would not fit. And then, like, on top of that, it kept shaking, so I had to restart the CD from the beginning.
Niggas in the 90s went through it. Imagine you have, you have your little, like, CD player, and you gotta make that shit work. You have, like, one, maybe two albums in your pocket, and you better like that motherfucker.
Yeah. I mean, unless you were, like, that backpack person, which I feel like is a newer thing, too.
Like, the backpackers, right? Like, of their day.
Yeah, like... But people like maybe it's because I'm in New York City again, but I'm so used to seeing people travel with bags and shit because they're always carrying a bunch of things. So I feel like if I was maybe a teenager around the time I was born, I'd probably be that person with like a Tribe Called Quest, Leaders of the New School in my back pocket and shit. You know, Redman.
Word.
You know, it'd be dope.
You know what? Imagine going out being excited for an album release. And you get it, and it's trash. And you bought it, and now that's your one album for the month because you don't have a lot of money. So you gotta listen to this trash, and you hate that artist that much more. Shit mattered in the 90s. Them niggas was going through it. Like,
that is actually a funny take because I used to think about that when we were in high school, and you remember how like kids in high school used to like do the midnight releases for like Call of Duty and shit, right. And like 2K and all that, and then they would wait in lines for a long time
for a game
to
that
get something
might
that
suck.
Yeah, it's not like waiting in a line for shoes because you know what the shoes look like. It's like you don't know like this whole game could be just something different. Like
they changed the entire system, the whole game button system. You now suck at this game. You were good at the last year's version, but now you suck, and the game is hard. And the level gap is fucked up, and you're just sitting there having a horrible time playing this game. And you're a broke high school kid who spent your last $60 on this game. You gotta wait another month to get another game because your mom's not fucking with you right now. So you gotta wait. Yeah, life is hard, bro. Like,
bro, I bought Gears of War 2 thinking that it was a good game, and it wasn't. It just was not. Like, it was when I first became friends with Jordan, and I first got an Xbox. We would play Xbox Live, and he was always hyping up how great this game was, and I'm like, I bet, like I trust you, little nigga, and then like I would play it, and it was the worst shit ever. I was so disappointed in him. I just wanted to stop being friends with him at that point.
You have horrible taste,
like I'm done with you.
Like, what are you doing?
I was like, God, you think Will Smith's a great rapper, and that
you trusted that
Gears of War 2
like honestly, at what point do we blame ourselves, Kalen? You trusted him for like some good advice on some quality shit. Will Smith's the best.
I had good in my heart.
At everything,
bro.
Everything.
You know what's so funny? He told me. I remember we were in a financial management class, like my senior year. Right. He was like a junior, and he was listening to a Will Smith album from 2005, and I was just like, "What the fuck?"
It's
like,
good because there's a cuss on the album. It still sells.
God, I'm just gonna put mad pictures of this motherfucker's face.
You know what's funny? Like, I don't think either of our Jordan voices is good anymore. He doesn't sound like that, but that's just Jordan. sounds nothing like that. That's just a Jordan voice. That's it.
Yeah, it's just like, help.
The guy has a perfectly normal sounding voice.
He does, but like he
No!
was.
That's his voice.
You know what's so funny? But even I've met other people that made the same Jordan voice that did not know Jordan that well. They just identify him. They just identify him as his person, bro, and it's. Ooh.
He doesn't sound like that, but that's just the voice. I'm
He's
crying.
such a good person. I shouldn't.
I'm crying.
I can't.
I
can't
appreciate
roast
him for our times and our friendship and stuff. But that shit is funny.
Mm-hmm.
That shit is funny.
Definitely, bro.
All right. Want to hear a topic shift?
Yeah, sure.
I was thinking about this before because thinking about the Earl Thomas story. Would you have a threesome or an orgy with your sister? For me, it would be my brother. Because Earl Thomas will.
No.
I'm like, Earl Thomas, I'll give him the story. Earl Thomas got caught having an orgy with his brother. and that's a bunch of bitches, right? Him and his brother with a bunch of bitches. And his wife found out and had a gun 10 feet from his head, was ready to shoot his ass and take him out for cheating on her and having this orgy. But that's where my mind goes. Not like, oh no, he cheated on his wife. It's like, would I have an orgy with my brother? And like, no. I don't want to. Earl Thomas is a different breed of nigga, boy, I tell you. Best safety in the league, but that nigga's crazy.
Here's the thing. I think it's a little bit different because we're comparing your brother to my sister. I'm definitely not trying to see my sister's pussy.
I'm not trying to see my brother put in work. I'm not trying to be like, oh wow, it's a family stroke. We got the similar stroke. Like I don't want to see. I'm good.
How dark is it though?
Okay. You want to play like the let's make this work game? Okay.
If it could.
All right,
work.
they're rich.
Let's
say
just say this.
They're rich people, right? I'm sure they got like a nice sized hotel, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're not doing that in the house. You're not doing that, or maybe they did. I didn't read the full article to find out the location of the orgy. I don't know that much of it, but all I know is there was an orgy with his brother, and nigga got caught. So I'm thinking like, let's say it's from the size of the top floor in the penthouse in a hotel, like a very big hotel room, or for example, like if you remember, I don't want to use Jordan's hotel party as an example because they don't know. They don't know what that is. They don't know what that. They don't know what that is, right? So I'm gonna say like the penthouse in the hotel room.
That's okay.
And like I'm in for Jordan's example, I'm in the kitchen, and you're by where the beds are, or like by where we were playing, whatever fucking games we were there, and I'm over here and you're over there. And my brother's here. I don't want to be in the same room my brother's putting in work though. Because of that age gap between us, like maybe if we were like weirdo twin brothers, because twins do weird shit, I could maybe see it. Because if we for like a year or two apart, not like we were used to talk to the same girls in high school or something like that, like you know what I mean? Maybe, but nah, I'm not fucking no.
I mean,
you don't see or hear what's going on. But you're in the room and you know what's going down. But is that really an orgy though, or is it just people? No, that's an orgy. You guys are in the mix. I think like.
I mean, maybe things could be mixed up. I mean, like you know what I mean. Like it could be one of those like lavished fucking rich people parties where they like do acid and they all fuck each other in like some weird orgy.
Possible.
I mean, I've been a person that's had sex in the same room as somebody else who wasn't, but they were in the room.
That's not an orgy though.
No, but I'm not saying that either. But I've also had sex in a room where somebody else had sex at the same time.
I feel like it has to be an exchange of partners for it to be an orgy. Now we're defining an orgy. This is fun. Like, what do you do? This is not getting monetized on YouTube. I'll tell you that much.
What if we? All right. How about this? What if you switch partners at a point? You don't have to be necessarily next to each other, but you switch partners. Like,
I'd agree with that.
Like, all right, you're like, I'm fucking this person, and then they leave to the other person, and the other person, there's another person that comes for me, and then it's another exchange of fluids and strokes and shit. But
Yeah.
you know,
I consider it. Cause like, okay, for like, let's say me and you we're fucking two girls. You have your girl, I have my girl, right?
yeah.
If our girls then switch, and I haven't seen you, I'm not looking at you, you're not looking at me, you know, we're doing our things.
Yeah.
Right? I think I would consider that, like, I consider that an orgy. But I feel like an orgy is like 5 people.
Orgy could be, it could be 4 or more.
Because no one
long
says
as-
foursome, that's weird. So, yeah, I guess 4 or more.
Yeah, because like a threesome is
Threesome is
a thing,
threesome.
but it's not really an orgy. It's like a baby
Yeah,
orgy.
so
like
and
the
no one
onset of
uses
another
the word
orgy.
foursome. That sounds cartoony.
I can hear somebody saying that for some reason. I don't know why, but it makes sense if somebody says
You
a
know who
foursome.
would
but I
say
still
that
consider
if
it
he was
orgy.
that kind of person? Jordan would say,
Who?
"I'm having a foursome." It's crazy, but yeah, he would say that.
You fucking would.
Yeah, that's the kind of person who says that.
Bro,
It doesn't sound right.
This is
but,
the
like,
Jordan roast episode.
this
This is gonna be a
overdue.
turtle on a
We
rotisserie.
were overdue for a Jordan roast, honestly.
I just know exactly what the fuck I'm gonna put on this, like for this part of this. But yeah, no, I don't know. I mean, orgies it's weird. Okay, how about this? Would you consider a train being run on somebody an orgy as well? People are taking their times, but they're all just fucking one person.
Depends on the train. Are you like, this is not getting monetized on YouTube? Depends on the train, right? Because like,
Yeah.
is some person hitting it from the back and she's like blowing the other guy at the same time?
Mm-hmm.
I would consider that to be a threesome, in fact. And then after one guy does his thing and finishes his turn, the other guy comes in. I guess you can call it an orgy, but I feel like when it becomes like multiple guys and like a single girl, it automatically becomes a train though. That's just how that works. You could have 10 guys and one girl. That's just a long train, and you niggas are close.
I mean, I just know some girls in high school that definitely got like train run on them, but like the dirtiest niggas
I'm
too.
sure.
So it was just like
I'm sure.
it was literally like the subway.
I'm too old for choo-choos, man.
It was that type of
God
train.
damn, Subway. Subway got.
It was
The
that type
Subway
of
is
train.
dirty.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, bro, that reminds me. I wish I had that in the article. I'll probably pull it up before I edit this together. But I think it was like the first time in 175 or 475 years that all subways are being closed and reclaimed. You know how crazy that is?
Yeah.
It's a lot
That's
of years.
insane.
It's some astronomical number for them to never have
The
closed.
subways only existed for like 115 years.
Yeah, so maybe the first time in that lifespan of it getting cleaned.
That's horrible. I've seen them cleaning it too, because like they do clean the subways a little bit, but they don't do a thorough cleaning.
Yeah, this is
like
the
they'll
first time
spray
they
and
were
hose shit down.
literally doing it, where they close everything down. In that long time.
Yeah, they stopped train service from like 1 to 5 a.m.
Which is,
because of it.
I mean, if you're out, but no one's really, people are out. You could be, you're kind of fucked that night, but niggas will understand.
You could take a bus, I think.
Okay.
Still, but like
that makes sense.
But that's like a lot
For
longer.
sure.
But you know how that
Well,
goes.
how much longer? Because no one's on the road. It's naturally gonna be longer. I thought it was gonna be like
Buses go laterally. They don't go. They
cut
don't
through
go
like how you
north
could
to
drive
south.
underneath a. You can have a train conducted underneath a building, so that's just naturally
Yeah.
gonna go longer. There's less straight lines.
Bus stops are also a lot closer together. Besides,
So there's gonna be more
aside
stops.
from.
Oh, fuck
Yeah,
it.
I mean it just depends. Well, that's the thing though too, because if you're that late at night, there's probably not that many people waiting for buses
True.
and shit. And like nightlife shit is closed. There's no bars, restaurants.
So you're probably gonna go home and get lit if you're
Um,
getting lit that night.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, that's pretty much what I do. I mean, I edit videos, make beats and shit. Oh, and doing currency trading school.
Very cool. Yes. That's
Yeah.
kind of brings us towards quarantine things that we've been developing for ourselves, right? Like
Yeah, actually it does.
you've been diving into your stock market stuff for a while now, and I guess it's giving you more time to just say, "Fuck it, I can sit down and do this for a little bit."
Yeah, it gives time to focus on it. It's not necessarily stocks. It's trading currencies.
Mhm.
So I'm trading instead of working in the stock market. It's more available for my access, so I can literally take out money as soon as I want and put it in as soon as I want, with no penalties, pretty
Right.
much, as opposed to stock market. But it's an interesting concept. I'm not captivated by it, but it's something to do where, hey, maybe you can turn things into great profit.
Yeah,
you know?
no, it's one of those things where, like, with the StockX app or anything like that, where not StockX, Forex. I'm sorry, with Forex, where it's like
Mhm.
it's not a scam, but like I was saying before, like whenever you hear someone say, "I'm gonna have a Forex class, I'm gonna teach you all," it always sounds like they're trying to finesse you somehow, and I don't understand why. It always feels like if you put this money down, you're just gonna come back around, blah blah blah. It's like, it sounds like a pyramid scheme, but it's not. I feel like Forex has a bad name because people have used it as a tool to fuck people over, and that's why I don't trust it like subconsciously. But it is legitimate if you do it properly, you know how to do it yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's a lot of fucking steps to it. I've been taking notes. I have like a booklet of notes just for the preschool level of it. Then I have to go to elementary school, middle school, high school, freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior year of college,
For Forex.
and then for graduate. Yeah, I mean no, but I can start trading instantly. I'm doing baby pips, which is like a good it's like a guide to learning how to like trade pips and what an actual pip is and trading money. For those of you who don't know what a pip is, it is a percentage of an actual currency. So when you trade these currencies, things go up or down a pip. It is virtually what would be a cent. But there's a lot of education that goes into it.
It's a learning
and,
process for sure.
Yeah, but I like the fact that it's decentralized and it's not working like some giant fucking behemoth where I have to come in with a lot of money and buy a lot of shares of shit, and I can take my money out at any time instead of like, all right, it's 5 o'clock, I'm stuck with the stock until like 9 a.m. or 8 a.m.
You can
or
watch it and do it
whatever
at
the
your
fuck.
leisure.
Yeah, I've been watching it on my laptop. I did lose a little bit of money, but it wasn't anything worth it. Like anything worth complaining about. Like I made $10, I lost like 15. So I lost $5. So it's like I'm not really that tight about it. I'm learning and I'm like playing with it to figure out what I need to do.
That's cool, man.
So-
That's cool.
Yeah. How about you? What you've been diving into your little art bag lately?
Yeah, man.
Doing your little fucking collecting.
Yeah, I've been really getting into. I've always liked art, but I never owned any. And it's really cool, like, and it's weirdly motivating looking at a painting. I keep staring at it right now, even as we record. I gradually will just glance up at it. It's really, and it's cool. And one thing I like about the artist, Todd Foster, on Instagram. I'll link him in the bio too. I was talking to him about it. I'm like, yo, after I bought pieces, I'm like, yo, do these have titles is if I put them on my Instagram, I want to be able to put them with their titles, right? He's like, nah, it's not my style. I like leaving things up to interpretation. So like, you're gonna be able to like, and that was kind of cool too, leaving it like a little ambiguous, so you can kind of figure out what you want through it. Yeah. So it's,
Yeah, of course.
It's cool being able to assign value to things or not, and having it everybody be able to see a painting or see an idea on a canvas and have let their mind go anywhere with it. That,
Yeah.
And you know what? You're right. If that's what you see and that's what you feel, you got it. You know, so art's
Exactly.
so getting into art has been really cool. And it's kind of feeling my new niche. I'm kind of developing right here. I feel like I've always loved music. Well, not I've always loved music. I've always loved the creativity of things. So now I'm like trying to surround myself with more of that, and that's been really cool for me. You know.
That's amazing, because like I've never knew you as the creative type, but you are a creator, and low key you're just not necessarily out there necessarily how I express it, but you definitely have that artistic side to you, and that's great. That's great to hear because it's great to hear because like I've been collecting paintings and art forever, and like artists from like Edie Sedgwick and like fucking the Basquiat's and shit, like Andy Warhol's, like but they are very inspiring, and art is interpretation. I mean, you see what you want to see out of it, and that's good. That's a good hobby to get into. Like, you should start going to more museums and shit. Like when everything opens, man.
A friend of mine, she's an artist. She's very into that whole scene. She's like, yeah, because I told her about my paintings and stuff like that, and she's seen a couple of them, and she's like, yeah, you gotta go to some shows with me. I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's go out of my comfort zone a little bit and like try some new things. I'm obviously interested in it. I have like an inclination for it, so I might as well try and foster it, try and see where it takes me.
Yeah, bro, you should when everything opens up, we should go to the Met.
Fuck it, man.
The Met is
awesome.
awesome.
I'm with it. Like I think I'm definitely cool with that. I want to do more of that.
Or we could go to LES. They have like so many mini galleries they can go to. They're amazing. They had this one exhibit by my old job at Dirty French, which is on the Lower East Side. Go to Dirty French. It's a good restaurant. Fuck them because sometimes they're assholes, but it's a good restaurant. But anyway, they had an exhibit. The whole place was designed as a woman's vagina.
Huh.
The entire place was a pussy, and you just went inside of the vagina, and then there was like the ovaries and like fleshy little things hanging from the ceilings. It was something.
That is a day to come to work. I'll tell you. Like, if you didn't see that, if you didn't read your schedule that day, you just walked the fuck into your job and like, I am in some pussy. What a day!
Oh shit!
Okay.
That is the greatest job, probably.
Yeah, I guess.
I do wanna get an internship, which I think I'm gonna do maybe when this is all over. Work at an art gallery.
You've been wanting to go for it for a while, and try and find that opportunity. I remember when we were talking about this last.
Yeah.
Similar, like you were working at an art gallery. You couldn't find the time, but that's one thing that the quarantine has reinforced with me. It's like you can find time for things. It's fucking hard, but you can do it. If you want to do it, you can sort of finesse it.
Yeah, it was a lot of it was also just working
having your
5 days a week.
And doing that, it's hard, man.
Yeah, and then on top of that, like I have a kid, so it's like I spend like 70 to like 80, like 75 to 85% of my free time with my daughter. So
like you should,
and yeah, so it was harder back then because I was working like 5 days a week and then seeing them like my days off, and then my only time alone or did not have to do anything was like after I dropped them off, and I probably would go out or some shit at night. But that's the thing. a lot of people don't have time, and I think that's a good thing about this quarantine. And now people are having this time to do shit because we're humans, man. We're not supposed to be working 5 days a week, 8 hours a day, sleeping maybe like 7, 8 of those hours, and then what? Your free time is based between traveling, trying to relax and unwind and shit.
Yeah,
you know
that's a fact. It's hard. It's a lot. You don't have any time to like do things you like when you're really grinding it out like that. You know, it's hard.
Yeah, I mean, remember when we were first trying to move, and I was staying with you, and we were doing 2 jobs and shit, and we learned the value of a minute and an hour and shit.
You'll learn a minute when you like see a train pass by, and you're a minute behind it, or you make a train by the narrowest minute.
Yeah. It's like I shouldn't have had that drink of water before I left the house.
Yeah, you'll learn the value of a minute. I'll tell you.
Yeah, it definitely is eye opening. I've been I think I mentioned this before, but I've been getting up like an hour and a half earlier since I've been staying at Carrie's, and I've been having more free time for that reason. Like, you know, like I'm done doing my morning routine. Yeah, I'm done doing like my morning routine by like, which would have taken me to like probably like 3:30 to now like 2 o'clock.
It matters.
And like now, yeah, and then it's like I gotta do trade school. So like every day I try to make some time, do these courses, take quizzes on it, write down notes, take all that shit, play with my daughter, clean, all the time, maybe cook for them. And then, you know, by the time it's like 8 o'clock, I have, like, she's asleep, like 8:30, she's asleep, and then me and Carrie just hang out until she goes to sleep, and then I have my time to do shit. So, you know, you find time. It's just, I think now it's just easier to find time because now there's nothing to do at night.
You better find some time, like.
There's nothing to do at night. All you could do is, like, do something productive or bullshit. And I spent the first 3 weeks of quarantine not making anything because I had no laptop or anything, but like,
which is tough,
you know. Yeah, it was like I couldn't make anything. I was like maybe drawing a little bit, trying to write, but you know, just trying to figure out my stride for shit. But it's nice that we have time now. I mean,
it's cool that we're at the point of we're through like the 5 stages of quarantine grief. I feel like we're at the point where we've now accepted it. It's like, oh, I can't do shit I like, but I can do this. It's fine. It is what it is.
Yeah.
I look forward to like going out though, doing a lot of stuff with my time. But for now, we gotta make it work. I'm gonna look at some art. I'm gonna try and get some more. I'm gonna play these albums I got. Remember to post them. I haven't posted up an album in a while. It's coming.
Yeah.
I think the next one's gonna be. Forest Hill Drive. It might be Justice album though.
Really? I feel like you no, you didn't have Forest Hill Drive.
I didn't post it yet.
I feel like you did.
I was planning on it, I just never got around to it.
Gotcha.
So I'm gonna probably do that tomorrow. Knock on wood, I'm gonna do it tomorrow. I promise, guys, I'm gonna do it tomorrow, right? I'm gonna try my best and yeah, you like me in your ear? You like? All right. I'm sorry. I wasn't supposed to do that again. If you like that kind of weird activity, be sure to like the video. Give us a comment. Tell me please stop doing that. Subscribe. That's appreciated. Share us to your friends. And hey, if you dislike it, dislike the video. It's engagement. It's engagement. And tell us why you don't like us. We like that too.
Yeah, it would behoove us that you let us know why we're so shitty.
What kind of branding is this trash podcast? You're telling yourself trash. Why don't I want to listen to trash? Because it's fun. All right? It's fun.
Oh my god, I got that a lot. I had so many arguments about that. Not arguments, but discussions like, you don't get it. You just don't get it.
Who's giving you shit for that?
Carrie was. She was like, you guys just post immature memes and shit. Like,
We're not
just
always
let it-
toxic.
just-
I don't know.
yeah, I feel like there's a lot of like politics
Mhm.
on there and like a lot of weird shit. Oh, that's what I wanted to ask you about. How do you feel about the release of the Murder Hornets?
The release of the Murder Hornets.
Mm-hmm.
Um. Before I get to the release point that you're getting at, I always ask why. It's kind of funny. It feels like the fucking biblical plague we're going through right now. It's like, well, because we have murder hornets and like we have disease throughout the air, so it's kind of on par. So that's like a funny thought to have in the back of your mind. But like, them migrating over here like from Asia is crazy. I don't know.
It's a weird coincidence.
But like, you know when I would believe it's they've been released upon the public. If when it's safe to go outside, they're all gone. Because if they're releasing murder hornets into the world, it's a means to make people stay the fuck inside, right? Stay inside, or the murder hornet will get you. That's what that is, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So if once outside and everything is open and we're operating at a close to normal efficiency, then I'll be like more like, all right, they put them bees in the atmosphere to fucking scare people. But right now, it's just, to me, it's a weird abnormality that the world's going to adjust to. Because creatures do migrate, but it's just fucking... The name is just hilarious, like the murder hornets being in America is hilarious. And it's not like they're new; they've existed before. It's not like they have some genetically engineered hornet. It's just the fact that they're here is funny.
I just find it kind of ridiculous that like this year's has been weird. I'm not really. It's not like, oh my god, what's next? But it's just like, what's going on in the world? Like, we just found out that the government they basically told us that aliens exist now.
Oh yeah, UFOs for sure.
Hornets are trying to kill us. Like, what the fuck? Like, nobody cares anymore. Like,
Aliens
nobody cares about
mean,
discretion and shit.
Anybody with any sound level of cognitive dissonance can say aliens definitely exist in some capacity in the universe. That's not shocking. The fact that they've seen them is funny. They have like something, they found the UFO or whatever. But like, aliens existing isn't like, that doesn't like move needle for me because I'm like, duh. That's how I felt when I saw that headline. It's like, of course they do. You just found it finally.
Yeah, I mean, like, I've always believed that they've always existed, but like the fact that the government tried to hide it for so long and shit, and like now they're just like releasing footage of random shit from the Pentagon. It's just like, all right, like what else is there? Because we all know that this shit is happening, but like the fact that you guys don't even care about hiding it from us now is just like, all right, there's some weird shit going on. Yeah, because it's like there's some weird shit going on, like some juju or whatever the fuck is going on. I don't. I'm trying to understand what's happening in the world, because it seems like the end of the world, kind of.
To a degree, I could see that, but I'm not so scared yet. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, like I feel like I'm gonna come out of this quarantine, but it's just like I just don't know when. It just feels like it's been forever. I've been unemployed for almost 2 months now.
It's nuts. It's fucking terrible. Transition time. I got another one.
Crazy.
Let's talk about the states that are opening and how fucked it's gonna be.
Oh, okay.
You're right on par. Look at that. You're talking about like the release of the states, and it seems like right now the only states that are still open, that are still closed, are ones like on the coastlines, which is kind of which makes sense, but it's terrible. I actually got a map from the New York Times here, and did you know that Philly's like partially is reopening soon? Isn't that like a problem?
I didn't even know they were really closed because I didn't know the amount of cases that are there. I was just aware of Florida and Texas reopening, and it was just like, what? And
They're partially
there's
open.
just
They're
large
partially open already.
gatherings.
And on the
Yeah.
according to this map,
New York is supposed to.
Philly, PA, Pennsylvania, and Ohio are reopening soon, and so is North Carolina. And Virginia's still shut down, which is smart. And pretty much the middle of America and most of the South, except for like Louisiana, are fucking partially open. They're going. So
Yeah, because nobody goes there.
The South, them niggas is gonna die. It's bad. I feel.
Yeah.
I'm a little concerned. I have some family down there, but alright, nigga. It is what it is. Stay your ass inside. But
Yeah.
like California, Washington, the entire Pacific Coast is closed up. It's
Yeah.
closed up still, except for Arizona. But I guess they're fucking Arizona. It's like
I don't give a fuck about Arizona. Arizona has girls that are younger than me calling people of colored.
yeah, it's an issue.
It's like, yeah, I don't give a fuck about them.
So yeah, it's a little scary because I'm a big believer in the fact that once they reopen, they're probably gonna be shut back down again within a month or so, or they're just not. People are just gonna die and they're gonna deal with it. But that just means the second wave that we're gonna get hit with is gonna be way worse. Which means we're probably gonna be inside as New Yorkers much longer than because they don't want to stay the fuck closed.
I mean, I don't even know how that's supposed to end because I'm thinking about it this way.
It's gonna be a second wave, bro. A second wave. Of
I mean, of
disease.
course.
And it's gonna be very
Of
bad
course, but
because because they can't sit the fuck down.
But that's also another thing. It's just like we can't expect to open things like beaches and shit in Florida and have all these people congregating and shit.
Exactly,
Like,
that's part of the problem.
yeah, but that's the thing. It's like I don't want to have to be in quarantine for like a year.
I feel like if we all sat the fuck down, we would be out by like August, like as a country. If everyone like was like, all right, no, we're everybody's gonna go, essential workers only, whatever the fuck. If they were on that wave the entire country for the entire spring and most of the summer, I feel like we would have been fine, and the second wave wouldn't have been as bad. But I feel like now it's gonna be bad in September. It's gonna be very bad in October, I think.
I don't know. Hopefully,
Yeah,
not.
that's all we have is hope. I'm projecting. I'm not a scientist, obviously, right? But I think we're gonna get hit with a second wave, and it's gonna be trash. Because people can't sit the fuck down.
I honestly can't blame some people because like I look at people like my sister, who just moved into a new apartment during the beginning of quarantine. Right. She's single and she basically has no human contact right now besides her work. And I've spoken to her and it's very trying to be like on your own and not like basically be isolated.
Yeah, it's tough.
For extended periods of time. It's not like she doesn't have a significant other. She's just, by herself. And it could be very trying. And people want to go outside and like meet with other people. I mean, like I felt like if you took the right precautions, you could. But like in the sense of hanging out in huge fucking groups, like
dumb.
you shouldn't do that.
I would love to be able to
bro,
go out and, go chill with my friends, do some boring shit, like sit around on the couch and just talk shit. I would love to be able to do that in person right now. Everyone would, but we should not be doing that. And I feel like it's selfish on some of the other states to have the mentality where they're going to reopen and just go about their business. I feel like that's really bad. I feel like that's bad and it's selfish. You know what I mean? Like, it's like everyone's on timeout right now, but they're getting off timeout early and rubbing it in your face. You know what I mean? And it's and them being outside fucking up is gonna get you in trouble more.
Yeah, I mean, like, it does kind of suck. I mean, like, I'm fortunate enough to be with my family, during this time, so like it's not that terrible. I mean, at the beginning it was like stressful, but it's kind of getting easier. But it like if I didn't like usually at night they were both asleep. I'm up during the night, so like I can have my own senses of that where it's like fuck, I need to like kind of get out of here because like I'm just active. I'm up like when it's like 2-3 a.m. and shit. You know what I mean? But yeah, it could be a lot. I'm just grateful that I actually have things that I could work on during this time because like I'd go fucking insane. I mean, I'm already going insane, but at least I can focus my energy towards something that's at least creative, constructive, productive. You know, you name it.
Yeah, at least you have that to like dive into. And I feel for your sister, like in terms of like just being in this situation, being alone. I get how that's can make you go crazy.
Yeah.
And what's her job currently? Is she like working from home or?
She works from home. She works for DOE. So she has like a really good job at DOE. So she basically is, and her situation's fucked too because she has to work from home on her computer, having meetings and shit. But she has no Wi-Fi in her apartment. There's some like her electrician for the building that she lives in because she got like a lottery for an apartment.
Okay.
The electrician that works for that building got quarantined.
Oh.
So like, yeah. So
she's
her
fucked.
like yeah. So she has no Wi-Fi. So she's been having to use her hotspot for her phone, and her job had to give her like some kind of thing that works for her, but it's not that good. So it's like in and out. So even that shit is like kind of fucked for her. So it's like, what can you do?
Not much. Damn, that's tough. The building can't outsource for that? Like, that's crazy.
I guess not. I mean, she was trying to explain it to me, but it was like, how is there not another electrician that they can hire at that time for that same shit? But apparently, I think it's contractual or some shit. So, I mean, it makes it harder for her to deal with it. So, I understand, though. Because, like, imagine if you weren't working and you were on your own.
No, it's tough.
Or, I mean,
man.
at least...
I should be more sensitive to that. Like, I live with my family close, you know, like, even if they're not in the building, my brother can walk up the street and come to the house whenever. You know, like, that is definitely a fortune, you know, like, that I have. A privilege that I have, you know. So it's just... I get how that's tough, and I do have social interaction because I do get to go outside and go to work and see my coworkers at the very least, and they're different people. Or even the kids I work with, I see them every day. So it's like it's still social interaction that I do. I do have that itch scratched to a slight degree. It might not be like the way I want it scratched, but I get it. So I feel for your sisters in that capacity. But you know, hopefully she'll come out of it better. And she can't even, like, I was gonna, like, do the shady thing, like, go on, like, those random Zoom party things and, like, talk to randoms, but she ain't even got internet. She can't even do that shit, like, she's in a tough spot, man. That is tough.
I mean, she's been FaceTiming me, hit me up and shit, talked and whatnot. But, and if anything, it made us closer, so
I believe
that's
that.
a good thing.
That's one thing that's happened, for, our friend Kristen, her family has fake adopted me, and you know, I go to their house on like, I think I've gone the past 2 Christmases, because like, you know, my mother works and I'll be in the house alone, generally speaking. They had a big Zoom call for like her mom's birthday, and I was like in the call, so I popped up. So being able to do that is a privilege too. Like, even if I'm not in the building with them, I'm still communicating and exchanging with them. You know. So that's tough, man. I feel for her. It's one of the things that I was overlooking because I take internet for granted. You know what I mean?
Internet it's funny because it's crazy how it connects everybody together, but like when you don't have it, you feel like so isolated. Like
That's crazy.
it's funny, like imagine like our parents doing shit like making phone calls like and shit. Like we have our cell
Yeah.
phones and shit, and I could go on social media. If I have your number, I could call you. Like, you know what I mean? And there's many platforms that
Imagine
people
being
have.
dubbed for
So
a date. And like with the call in the caller ID era, you have your fucking beeper and that's it. Like, you show up to the spot
Yeah.
and Shorty's not there. And it's
Mhm.
like, is this bitch like, where is she? Is she dead? Did she get kidnapped? Is she lost? I don't know. I'll find out when I get home.
I mean,
And if you're just stuck there waiting for a while, you have no way to like figure out. Okay, she's posting on Snapchat. This bitch is tweeting. I'm just a dub.
yeah.
You just don't. You're just out now.
Yeah.
You wasted your money to go outside and you're by yourself waiting for no one. That shit is embarrassing and it hurts. I feel terrible.
I don't think it's much different than today, because the only
regroup.
difference is that you get your feelings hurt more now than you would have before, because you just would have been offended, like, all right, fuck it, whatever. But when you see somebody else doing something that when you're supposed to meet them at a certain time, like on social media, then it's like, all right, now you're just disrespectful. Like, if it was something like, I get it, you get dubbed, but I feel like it's worse because you actually see like there's actually a visual of it instead of
that
just,
does suck.
you know.
Now let me raise you this. I'm out in the city, right? I'm going on some random date, hypothetical.
Okay.
Let's say if she doesn't show up and I'm in the 90s, I might stick around and wait a while. Like maybe she missed her train. Whereas now I get see, oh, this bitch, she just didn't come. Fuck her. Let me hit up my boy and call you or something like that. I'm down the block. I can go meet up. I couldn't even do that back then. I gotta find a fucking payphone to call you.
True, but I mean, payphones were all over the place. So
True.
that's the difference. I mean, like, because even when cell phones were out for at least like 10 years or so, there was still a shit ton of
Yeah,
payphones.
yeah.
When we were
They're
kids, we were like the second, third generation of cell phones that were coming out. And payphones were everywhere.
seeing them in the
I remember
Bronx.
it was like so easy to get it. Yeah, it was just like, and maybe it's only because I was a kid, but the only problem was having change.
Yeah. You have to carry
So,
quarters on you.
yeah,
Take
so-
a phone call. Like,
Yeah, but I mean, I feel like change was so much more accessible. Like I could probably go to a store and probably get change way easier than I could now.
because you have more reasons
If I
for
ask
it.
a store for
It
change,
looks like an asshole.
yeah, but if I, they're like, no, I can't give you any change. Like, why? You can't give me 4 quarters for $1.
It's not like I'm taking
makes no
money
sense
out of
at
your,
all.
I'm not shorting your jaw. I'm giving you money.
We're just trading.
Yes, you're gonna count the same at the end of the day.
Yeah. So, but I mean, I don't know. I've been dubbed on dates in the social media era.
I feel like it's just easier
but
to
not like
it's
it
easier to
wasn't.
regroup. You know, I can look up. Okay, I'm over here. I can go to a movie theater down the block and just kill some time like that. You know what I mean? You can regroup a little bit easier nowadays. Whereas then your day might just be kind of fun. You're wasting time. I think I value my time more in terms of like being, in terms of feeling my time be wasted that hard. I feel like it hits a little harder.
Yeah.
Without knowing.
I don't know. I feel like it literally is even. They're better and worse for different reasons.
For sure.
But I mean, yeah. But I mean, I don't really give a fuck about if that was the case and like I'm like waiting or whatever, because I feel like if that was to happen in this day and age, I don't think there's gonna be an immediate Snapchat video or some Instagram shit leading to this person's day. I'm not gonna see that till like way later after already waiting for this person to meet up.
That's true.
You
That's
know
true.
what I mean? So it's not necessarily instant, but it's like, I don't give a fuck. It's fine. I have a very brush it off your shoulders type of personality for that kind of shit.
Yeah, true. That's true.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think on the internet, guys? What do you guys think on YouTube? Comment your opinion. What do you feel like is worse, like being a dub in the past where like a dub of the past. That's kind of funny. Being a dub in the 90s and then like, in the 90s and 80s where if you show up to the spot, you're just not. You're going to be alone for a while, or being a dub and then just seeing them post on social media or out with their friends somewhere else. Give us a comment. Be sure, once again, like the video, share it with your friends. We appreciate you for your time. You know?
Yes.
All right.
You're loved. We love you guys.
We might not love you all the time either, but we definitely we like and appreciate you though.
We tolerate you. It's kind of one of
you're
those
like,
kind of
if you're
things.
like the Melvin of the group, you know you are. You can be the Meg, and we don't fuck with
definitely.
you. But you're here though. You're in the crew. We don't fuck with you. It's cool.
Yeah. True. So, what else? What else is there? What else is on the docket?
The last thing you have.
I don't know if it's the last thing we have. But we were talking about Frank Gore. You want to get into that?
Yes we can. Frank Gore. He is old as hell. He's 37 years old, playing football. It's very impressive, honestly. Like, I can only imagine how achy he must feel, like, as an older dude. Like, I'm imagining, like, right now, I feel like, because, well, I'm not in athlete shape, right? But running around, it kind of takes a toll on you a little bit if you're doing it a lot, right? Like, he's been doing that for years and getting hit, and he's had knee surgeries, and he's pushing 40 playing professional football with, like, 20-year-olds. That's really impressive. I give it to him. He recently signed a one-year deal with the New York Jets. My favorite team. I'm a sad Jets fan. You control me if you want in the comments. It's cool. I appreciate it. I've enjoyed myself for years. So yeah, he signed with my team to be the backup running back and be like a veteran mentor in the locker room. It's all really cool. So I appreciate it. It's like he's gonna be a Hall of Famer, I feel. But the argument against him is that he was never at one point the best at his position, which is one of the criteria for being a Hall of Fame player. But I think his sheer longevity is what's going to carry him over the thrust to be a Hall of Fame player.
I feel like he was top 5 or top 10 during his
but that's
prime years.
Who was it? Like, Arian Foster was a dope player. Remember him? Like, on Texans?
Mm-hmm.
He was like a top 5 running back at his time when he was healthy. But he's not going to be a Hall of Fame guy. He wasn't around that long. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's the
Frank Gore was
craziest part about being a running back.
He was
he's been around for years. And running backs normally don't stay in the NFL that long. That's why he's such an anomaly, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what? This is going to be a fucked up comparison because he was great despite his longevity, but like without that being a factor. It's like how Jerry Rice has every record in receiving, right? Because he was around fucking forever. He played till he was like fucking 40 something. 42, right? Randy Moss will be known as the best receiver of all time, even though I feel like physically the best receiver is probably Randy Moss. But like because he has every record and he's played for so fucking long, that longevity is part of his legend, and that same longevity legend is what's gonna carry Frank Gore to the NFL Hall of Fame.
My cousin posted I guess a meme, not a meme or whatever, but it was like comparing Randy Moss to Jerry Rice, and he was like, "Who's better, Jerry Rice or Randy Moss?" And I was like, I kind of want to pick Moss because he was such a great player, and like the only good quarterback he ever played for was Tom Brady.
And he was already old at that point. People don't understand that. Like,
he was like 30. He wasn't that old.
I feel like he was a little older.
Yeah.
At that point.
No, he was when they were 18 and 1. Randy Moss was like 30. That's when they played the Giants in the Super Bowl.
I thought he was a smidge older than 30, like maybe 32 or something like that.
But yeah, like he only played for shitty franchises, like the Vikings, the Raiders. he got lucky and then eventually went to New England
his last
and
team was the
shit, and
Titans.
then yeah,
He was kind of
he just got traded around, and he wasn't really washed. People were just trading him because they didn't like his attitude and shit. It was one of those things where they did like what we talked about with Carmelo, and
that's how the pictures of him so cheap. But go ahead, we'll talk about Carmelo.
But oh no, we talked about how Carmelo got killed, like in the second episode, and it was just a sad thing. But I mean, you know, I don't like how I don't like how the media treats
certain
players that have they treat certain players like assholes and shit just because they have a mentality. I get it. Some of them
maybe
are
they.
dicks,
I feel like if
but
you interview poorly or like you're mean to the media, they treat you much worse. It's all. Everybody has a bias they're preaching from. Even like sports media, where it's supposed to be like a meritocracy, where it's like everything based on how you perform. If they don't like you, and you interview poorly, they're gonna treat you worse. Like, for example, people refer to Chris Paul as like an asshole. They'll kind of talk about him like he's like a bad guy sometimes, right? Like, or he's a poor teammate.
yeah.
And he has never ran into his career, and they kind of shit on Chris Paul, right?
He doesn't deserve that, honestly.
He's a hardcore player, right? He's really serious about his craft. I appreciate it, but like, you know who they don't give that same shit to? They don't talk about Steve Nash about him not having a ring. They don't talk about even in today's more modern player. They don't give Game Lillard shit for that. People love Lillard, and he's one of the. I think he's the best point guard in the NBA. He was this season certainly, because statistically at least, he's the best point guard in the NBA this year. But they give certain players a hard time. I feel like if you're like a hard ass in the media, or you're kind of addicted to them, and you don't perform at a certain level, they're gonna treat you poorly.
I definitely agree with that, because. But here's the thing that kind of makes it weird for me to completely agree with it is because remember when Marshawn Lynch interviewed for the Super Bowl and like he didn't want to talk to anybody or whatever and he just sat silent and like I forgot the quote.
I'm just here so I don't
famous
get
quote,
fired,
but yeah, he's just I'm just here so I don't get fired or some shit. And the media loved him
because I think Marshawn Lynch is an anxious hood nigga. He obviously has some measure of anxiety, so I think they kind of figured out like, oh, when we talk to him one-on-one and the camera's on his face, he's a lot more cool. But when we're like all up on him in an interview, he shuts down. So I feel like maybe it's like a local media thing where they're like, no, he's not a bad guy. He just really doesn't fuck with cameras like that. If you talk to him one-on-one, he's a great person. That's what I think it is. I feel like they shot him some bail. And it became a meme, but I'm sure that's so don't get fined.
I love the fact that I feel like he's one of the top 5 most beloved NFL players right now. Because like I don't know anybody that hates him and people still fuck with him as a player. So it's like he deserves it. I don't know how his knees and his ankles are doing right now, but
he runs so fucking hard.
He's a solid player and he's a dope person. I like him riding bikes all over the place, giving out masks to people in Oakland.
He's a great fucking guy. Like
he's the best guy, and Brian is the worst guy for sure.
Oh yeah. They give.
But I mean, another running back I wanted to ask you about really quickly.
I'm here for it.
How do you feel about Todd Gurley?
He's gonna keep getting paid, but I feel like he's washed and it's not his fault. It's not like a lack of effort. He had a bad knee when he got drafted. I think he tore his ACL up or something like that. He blew his knee out before he got drafted. Then he got to a league and he was playing really well, right? But the thing about knees is they can be degenerative, and he has arthritis in his knees now. So he signed with the Falcons after he got cut And then he got the money from the Rams though, so he finessed them. I'm happy for him. Good for him. I'm pro player in that aspect. Get your money. And now he's on the Falcons for another $10 million. I don't like pocket watching people, but that's how much he signed for. It's reported.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't see him performing very well. I think it's gonna be more of the same from him in terms of like he's hurt. He's got bad knees, and you can't really. I don't fault him for anything like not playing the same. If your knees are fucked up and you're a running back, it's kind of hard to be a running back. You know what I mean? It's not his fault. I respect him as a player, and I'll gladly be wrong about this, but I don't think it's. I think his career kind of peaked already. I think he's on the. And he's still a young guy, so that's not a bad thing. He's young and rich. You know what I mean? He has all this money. Hopefully, he's invested it well and everything like that. And he did his job already. He made all that money from the NFL. He got those checks. And after this next couple seasons, probably play 2, maybe 3 more years, I think, and then he can retire probably like by 30. That's fire. You know what I mean? So.
How old is he now?
Look it up. Let's look it up.
I thought he was like 30 already.
I think he's younger.
Perhaps.
He's 25.
Oh, I was
He's younger. None of them. Todd Gurley's
What?
25 years old. Yep. Arthritic knees that make you seem older than you are.
Damn.
25
bro.
years old, bad knees.
I didn't know he was that young.
So yeah, he'll probably play till he's like 28, maybe 30. But like by then, the jury will be out. You can't really do it the same way he was doing it. But he has all that money and all that time, and he still has all that youth still, right? Like, so
Yeah.
I'm happy for him that he got paid. It's tough that his knees are probably bad for the rest of his life. Because arthritis is a bitch. It's really bad. But you know what? I root for him. I respect him. He was one of the best running backs at his peak. But I think it's kind of on a downhill for now.
I feel like that for players like Derrick Rose, who just keep getting injured.
He's been healthy
and
the
it's
past
just
couple years now. He's been all right.
Yeah, he's getting better. He was actually apparently averaging what he was when his MVP
But
season
the game
like
has
last year.
changed
or
so
some
much that
shit.
you don't respect it as much. You know what I mean? He's got his quickness back, and I'm happy seeing Derrick Rose play now. Because another guy bit by an injury bug, and he was so good so early. But now because Derrick Rose is never really known for his shooting, and the NBA game is now so fixating on being able to shoot the ball. It's why they hate Westbrook and anything like that. Because Westbrook can't shoot. And D-Rose is a better shooter now than he was when he was younger, but it's just not. They're not going to respect him for being able to get to the lane and get 2 anymore. It's all about the 3 ball.
But I mean, as you get older, players learn to adjust to making jump shots.
That's what Derrick Rose is showing right now.
I mean, that's what Michael Jordan did when he came back and started playing basketball again. And then, the first time, and then he developed a jump shot.
Oh yeah, he can.
I'm talking about a Michael in his 30s, his early 30s.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. I feel. I guess the league is also
the
different.
league is so different.
Like,
They're
people are also
on efficiency and shooting percentages and everything like that.
Yeah.
Derrick Rose wasn't really an efficient player to that degree. He was great getting to the rim and scoring and using that low by athleticism to get that dunk. But he was never a 3-point shooter, and that's why, despite his numbers being that good this past couple years, we're not gonna highlight him as much as he was before because he can't shoot.
Yeah.
At that degree, he can shoot a little bit. You know what I mean? Look at his numbers. Actually, that's a really cool point. I didn't think about his averages being close to what they were before, but I know that they're up. He's back.
Yeah. He definitely was doing his shit.